Hey everyone, welcome in. I hope you're all doing really, really well. My name's Amanda and this is the Connected Conduit where I just open up, tippy tap in and bring through messages to you, for you from Spirit. Do keep in mind this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so messages may or may not resonate with you. So just pick up what makes sense to you, what feels good, what confirms your intuition, and then just leave the rest for someone else, okay? All right. So I made a doodle, okay? I connected to your energy and I drew it. I drew your energy down, okay? So this is what your energy looks like right now. As you can see, there's a lot going on and it's kind of like a firecracker kind of energy, like boom, woo! So you could resonate with being someone who talks really fast, who moves really fast, who does a million things at once, a multitasker, someone who is full of energy, full of life, big voice, big energy, or you might have, a quiet voice and you might be more timid, but you have a big energy, okay? You do. And your psychic gifts are going up to the next level, okay? Big time. Your third eye and your crown are developing. I'm seeing purple for you, indigo, violet, purple, like this. These types of colors right here. Okay, so that's linked to your third eye and your crown. So Spirit's really highlighting that for you. It's definitely developing so that you can use your psychic gifts in whatever capacity you choose, okay? But you're definitely doing something with your gifts, with your clairvoyance, your intuition, all of that. So it's been a lot. I mean, you've had a crazy journey. There's been a lot of twists and turns, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of obstacles, but you just kept going. You're like Rocky Balboa, you get knocked down and then you get back up. You get knocked down and you get back up, okay? You're like, nothing's gonna keep me down. Maybe you stayed down for a minute, had a good cry, but then you get back up, dust yourself off and go, okay, here we go again, right? There's been some really tricky relationships for you throughout your life. In particular, Spirit is highlighting, oh, I just flicked the pen lid way over there. I think you flicked somebody way away from you, okay? I think you had enough of somebody and you went, get away from me. One person in particular, I think you had to establish very clear, healthy boundaries with and tell them, sorry, we're done, okay? This could have been a friend, a coworker, a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a spouse, whoever it is for you, you will know. But yeah, there's 3 people in particular who really just gave you a hard time. I mean, they were pretty cruel, pretty dark. These people definitely held a lower vibrational frequency and they were placed along your path to teach you some very difficult karmic lessons, okay, which you did learn. Okay, those people are now a part of your past, and Spirit wants you to know that the coast is clear moving forward because you're very psychic and in tune, right? So now you can look into someone's eyes and if they're healthy or karmic. And if they're karmic, you're just like, nope, nope, no thanks, right? So your psychic abilities, your intuition, and your ability to discern is protecting you, okay? Protecting you from these lower vibrational frequencies in people, places, and things, right? Your luck is about to change for the better here. Of course, there's no such thing as luck. It's merely alignment, right? And you are in alignment for a lot of luck, a lot of blessings. Horseshoes could be a significant symbol for you. Maybe you have a tattoo of a horseshoe. You've been seeing horseshoes. Take it how it resonates. You've done some sort of a complete turnaround is what Spirit's saying. You may have been headed down one path and then you were like, whoa, giddy up, U-turn. Oh no, I don't want to go down this path, right? I want to go down a different path. I want to make healthier choices. I choose me, and whatever path you directed yourself onto was for your greatest and highest good. And now you're going to start seeing the results of that choice, okay? You turned yourself around. Okay, so you may have been on a dark path of destruction, but now you're on the path of enlightenment and prosperity. Yay, but it wasn't easy. You were put to the test. Spirit tested you a lot, okay? I'm seeing a lot of people were sent onto your path and they were sent there to test you. Are you going to take this shitty offer? Or do you believe you're worth more? Oh, collective rejected the offer. Woohoo! But maybe you didn't always reject crappy offers that were beneath you. Maybe you had to build up your self-esteem and your confidence and believe that you were worthy of more, right? Of a higher paying job or a job that you actually enjoyed going to or doing, right? So many people go to a job that they hate and it's soul sucking, okay? And that's what humanity needs to move away from. Everyone needs to realize that you can earn a beautiful income doing something you love and that you're passionate about. You don't have to stay stuck in a dead-end toxic job that you hate and waste your life away at a job that you hate, okay? So there were a lot of spirals. I think you spiraled out of control quite a few times along your path. There could have been really big moments where you hit rock bottom, but then you sprung back up. And I'm also getting like emotionally, maybe one of the lessons you've learned in this lifetime is how to regulate and control your emotions. Maybe you're a big feeler and for a long time you'd let your emotions just take you away and you just be like, whoa. But now you've learned how to like calm, ground, think logically for a minute. Don't get too wrapped up in the emotions, you know? So, and that takes practice and conscious awareness of things that you need to work on. That's another thing too, is your conscious awareness is really expanding at this time. Your awareness of yourself as a soul and your awareness in terms of your place in humanity or as part of the whole, as part of the collective, right? So yeah, there's an explosion, there's light, there's fireworks, there's expansion, there's growth here for you after a period of ups and downs, twists and turns, blocks, challenges, nasty relationships that really, really broke your heart, people who let you down and broke your heart. But you're going to experience rapid growth, okay? That's what Spirit wants you to know. Oh, and also Spirit was saying before I hit record, noise. And I'm thinking about the Grinch in the cartoon. You know, the Grinch, the Christmas cartoon by Dr. Seuss. And all of the Who's down in Whoville are banging their Tutankas and wiggling their woo-wonkas or whatever, right? And then the Who's are just like clamoring around, they're banging drums, they're clashing cymbals together, and the Grinch is going, all that noise, right? So Spirit was showing me that, and if you are feeling like that, if you are feeling like there's just noise everywhere in your house, outside in the world, maybe you live in a busy hustle bustle city or a really busy town, Spirit saying there is a need to find a place or a location that you can shut all of the noise out so you can tune into the whispers of your heart and soul. Because your whispers, the whispers of your heart are not going to shout over the noise. They're not going to go, hello. No, they're going to continue to whisper, and then you're going to miss the whispers if you don't find a quiet place to detach and disconnect from the world. I'm seeing angel orbs, okay? Your angels want to get through to you, okay? You could be someone who connects to the angelic realm. You don't have to though, okay? Just your higher self wants to get through to you. Spirit wants to get through to you. Your guides are dying to connect with you. But it needs to be really, really quiet, you guys. So noise canceling headphones might be a great option for you. Noise canceling headphones, earplugs, maybe like a mask that you can put over your eyes. So you can just sit down with a mask over your eyes so it's pitch black, earplugs in your ears so it's like you can't hear anything. And you can just sit there and you can decompress and you can really fully relax and tune in to that very gentle whisper of your soul. I'm telling you, it has something to tell you. You've been missing something, okay? You've been doing great, but there's something that your soul wants to say to you. I know that in certain areas around the world, I've heard of these things called like blackout rooms, where it's like therapy, okay? And you go into this room, it's soundproof, and they turn out the lights and it's like pitch black, okay? I don't know, maybe That might be something that you want to consider. I don't know. Sounds kind of scary to me, but also really intriguing at the same time. I think if you have a lot of demons that you haven't worked through, I don't know if I'd recommend that. But if you feel comfortable sitting in your own skin in silence, then maybe that would be a good next step for you. But if you're not able to sit down by yourself with yourself in silence and go within yet, if it's too scary to do that, then I wouldn't go into a black room. Okay, you might get traumatized, all right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to jump too soon. But you know, I've heard of those rooms and it sounds kind of interesting because there's so much noise, you know, the TVs, the cell phones, the beeps, the blips, the bloops, you know, children playing outside, which is a beautiful sound, but they're loud, man. They're loud, okay? The phone ringing, mom calling, you know, mom texting, asking that question for the 15th time and you've already answered it 20 times. That doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. You've already told her multiple times. She's asking you again, when is she gonna get it, right? Anyways, you get my drift here, people. Rapid growth, psychic gifts expanding, shut out the noise. Geez, okay. Whoop. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Yes, so exactly. Beautiful confirmation around growth, okay? Enjoy growth. And this lady is wearing green, which is the heart chakra, and she's holding delicious, juicy red apples. This is the bounty, okay? Your hard work is paying off. The rewards are flowing in now. You've done a lot of heart chakra healing for sure. The bee fell out of the deck and it says summer. Summer, bask in joy and light. So if you're watching this in real time, it doesn't matter. My readings are timeless. So from the moment you watch this until 4 to 6 weeks from now, I feel something's coming in for you that's really gonna stabilize things for you. Stabilize things, okay? It's gonna bring in a lot of joy. What else for the collective at this time, please, Spirit? Summer. I guess this card really wanted to come out, okay? So the summer months could be very significant, you know. So if you're watching this in real time, again, we're in the spring, so the next season over is summer. We're very, very close. We're approaching summer. But even if you're watching this, you know, in the winter, it can still apply. Summer is going to be an important month for you. I mean, important season for you. I feel like your community will be expanding, like your friendship group will be expanding, or your online presence will be expanding, or if you work for yourself and you hire people, maybe you're going to hire on more employees and your business is going to expand, or things like this. There's just something about building more of a community, like a tight-knit community, whether that's on a personal scale or a professional scale. I also feel like you have somebody coming into your life who wants to help you. They want to work with you. They're like your cute little worker bee. This person loves to work. They love the grind, is what I just heard. And I think you do too. Okay, you guys love the grind. You love the hustle and the bustle. But also, Spirit's saying, just balance that out, because with the hustle and the bustle, you've got to be able to slow it down, shut everything off, shut everyone out, and spend time in quiet meditation, okay? Just so your intuition can speak to you. But you have somebody coming in who's going to make you really happy. Autumn, release the old and rest. Okay, so you may have been going through a little bit of a shedding process here where you were releasing the old so the new can come in for you. You may have been going through a little bit of a rest period, a hermiting phase where you kind of pulled away to do some introspection. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Spirit's saying that you were making room. You were making room in your life, and they're bringing me back to those people that you got rid of, in particular, one person. And I feel like you may have released this person a while ago, but it took you time to get over them, to heal from them, to fully cut the cord and be free. Okay, it's like this person did damage, okay? Like they really hurt you, and it took you time to heal and recover and process everything that happened to you, okay? For some of you, I am hearing like narcissistic abuse or trauma, and it took time, okay? You were reeling for a while after that breakup, but you're on top of your game now. You've never been better. So yeah, Spirit wants you to trust yourself in changing times. Like, what are your skills? What are your talents? And really play to those. Focus on that. And avoid giving all of your power away to another company, your boss, or things like this. I mean, it's just something to think about, right? Because times are changing and nothing is really quite as stable as it once was. Nothing really truly is stable. I mean, things change on a whim. We just never know, right? So I feel just, you know, with the economy or globally and stuff like that, there's a lot of shifts, a lot of change. People are consuming less. So you're noticing that a lot of stores, like shops and things like that, are going out of business. You know, big department stores that have been around for like 100 years are closing down, you guys, which is just, I mean, that marks the end of a huge era, right? Right? It marks the end of an era there. So things are really shifting, okay? So that's why I feel a lot of people are being guided to go into business for themselves, rely on their own gifts, in their innate skills and talents that they were born with, in order to really feel satisfied on a deep soul level and be happy when going to work, right? So if you are miserable in your current job, which I don't feel that you are, but if you are, Spirit wants you to look at that, okay? Look at that and know that you can do anything you set your mind to. And what are you passionate about? What would you do if there were no limitations? You know, what would that be? And then can you trust yourself enough to take leaps towards manifesting that for yourself, right? But yeah, I feel you're very wise, you're very cunning, you're very discerning. Somebody's been watching you and they like you. They like what they see. They like your work. They like what you stand for. Hermit, yes. Okay. So you've either been in this hermit phase or Spirit wants you in this hermit phase, okay? There may be a need to, I mean, we can kind of go in and out of the hermit phase. You know what I mean? And the hermit phase can sometimes be for like a day. Sometimes it can be for months, and sometimes even, yeah, like a year or 2 or 3. People can go into this long-term hermit phase and really knuckle down, and nobody sees or hears from this person for years. And then all of a sudden they come out of the woodworks and they're like, ta-da, I'm totally transformed, right? Sorry, pardon the interruption, you guys. But yes, so we can have short hermit phases where we withdraw, we just meditate for a bit, and then that's that. And then we can have extended periods of hermit where we rest and recharge, okay? So you can go in and out of it for any length of time here. But I feel Spirit is asking you to make time for a spiritual practice, make time for meditation if you don't. And if you notice, this hermit is in a cave, okay? Like there's no one around this guy. There's no noise, there's no lights, there's no stimulation. He's totally locked away, pardon me, in a cave somewhere where he can really just tune into the whispers of his soul. Sorry, you guys. My son just came in to ask me if the cheese strings were still good to eat. He has this anxiety around expiry dates. Like he checks the expiry dates of everything in the fridge, and he asks me every time before he goes to eat something, is this still good? You know, what day is it? Because can I eat this or am I going to get sick? He just has he has some anxiety around that. So it's just, you know, and I always ask him, I say, please don't interrupt when I'm filming unless it's an emergency, you know, and an emergency is if you're hurt or things like this, right? We go off and we say, what's an emergency and what's not an emergency? But it never fails, you know, Mom, is this cheese strength still good? Or whatever it is, right? I mean, that could be a message for you. Maybe there's a need to really set clear, healthy boundaries with people and make sure that they follow them. And if you can't, like sometimes you just can't, especially with kids, right? Like you can try, but at the end of the day, is it gonna happen? Probably not. So there might be a need to, I don't know, like book yourself a night somewhere else, like away from everybody, you know, get childcare for your kids, zip away for a night, book yourself a hotel or a little retreat somewhere. I don't know, might be something to consider, right? Because sometimes it's just impossible to get a moment of peace, a moment of quiet without somebody interrupting, right? Drum, dream and journey. Some of you could benefit from playing a drum and like journeying through, just play the drum and meditate is what I'm trying to say. And see what happens, see where your mind takes you. A vision quest, it's like a vision quest. Okay. I'm feeling really irritated and it's not my energy, okay? So I'm picking up on a collective who are feeling like frustrated that people are pulling on them, interrupting them. You can't get any work done. You have all of these dreams and goals, but it can be really difficult to even sit down and get like one thing done, you know? And then it feels like impossible, like you can't move forward. You can't finish what you started, you know what I mean? And that can feel really frustrating. So there may be a need to look at that and solve that problem so that you can, right? Like for example, if you're a single parent, maybe you need to look into babysitting, you know, so somebody can take your kids for the day so that you can actually get some work done, you know. I know even with the kids being in school, they're in school for 6 hours. I swear to God, you guys, like that feels like nothing. It feels like I drop them off at school, I come home, I do one thing, and then I have to go back and pick them up. It's just like, gotta go pick up the kids again, right? And then when they're home, they take like all my focus, which I'm happy to do, but also that means me putting my dreams on the back burner, my business on the back burner, my development on the back burner, which is again, just part of being a parent. You've got to make sacrifices, but at the same time, you know, it's something we can all look at and say, well, hey, maybe I can get babysitting or something like that, or somebody else can step up and pitch in or something, you know, something to think about. Anyways, I feel like I rambled on and on and on about that, and I don't know. 2 of Wands, so you're picking your path. Spirit keeps tickling my nose, you guys. Sorry, they're close. 7 of Wands. Keep going, okay? Also, you need to be able to protect your peace, you know? The 7 of Wands is like, hey, I'm busy, don't bother me. Excuse me? I said don't interrupt me unless this was an emergency and you're interrupting me. That's not okay, right? So maintain your boundaries, follow through, make sure people are respecting your boundaries if need be. And know that your hard work is going to pay off, okay? King of Pentacles, yeah, it's gonna pay off, baby. This is financial stability and success. I also feel like you have somebody coming in to offer you commitment if you're looking for romance. They could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, male or female. 8 of Pentacles, this is you, hard work, dedication, commitment. You're very committed to yourself and your own development. You're committed to your path. You're somebody who likes the grind. You know what I mean? You do. You really like the grind. But I also feel like you've got a lot of people pulling on your energy, and there's a need to look at that and make sure you're not doing everything when you don't have to, burning out, things like this. Spirit's also saying you've got a lot when it comes to your daily schedule that you want to get done, and you keep adding things to that. because you keep getting inspired and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna add that to my routine. And I'm also gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that in a day, and that in a day, and that in a day. And then before you know it, your days are so chock-a-block full that it's just like boom, 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 like from one thing to the next. And there's nothing leaving your daily schedule. So Spirit's saying you might have to look at that in order to balance things out. Like if you're bringing something onto your daily schedule, something else needs to go, okay? Or it'll have to be reduced in order for you to fit everything in, okay? Don't feel the need to really like push yourself so hard, okay? If you have a lot of ideas, it might benefit you to write them all down and then just focus on one at a time. Like do that one project, finish it, complete it, you know, incorporate that into your daily routine, and then see how things are flowing. And then if you have spare time, you know, maybe you can go to the next thing on your list and add that, you know what I mean? But you might have to do some shuffling around, removing things from your daily routine so that you're not overwhelmed. You might have to hire people is what I'm hearing for some of you. For some of you, it's like your business has expanded so much that you're like, I want to expand even more, but if I expand even more, I'm going to have to clone myself. And Spirit's like, well, then maybe hiring on an employee to take on some of the load might definitely benefit you, right? Might be something that you look at. The Page of Wands. Many of you are going to pick up this stick of inspiration and start a new passion project, okay? One that you're just gonna love. You're just gonna love it, you guys. It's gonna light your soul on fire. You may also be hearing from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while, someone who's been in hermit mode. We've got Three of Wands, Temperance, and the Ten of Cups. So you're expanding and you're moving towards your happily ever after. You're a master alchemist. You can turn your pain into your power. You're very creative. You're ingenious, really. You just have to be careful not to take on too much, okay? Because there's a strong message around, you know, there's a need for balance here with the Temperance card. Not biting off more than you can chew, because, you know, just take little bites and then see if you can manage it. If you can maintain that pace for a long period of time, okay? And then once you realize like, yeah, I can maintain this pace, it's good, I'm not getting burnt out, things are balanced, then you can add something else onto your plate, okay? But be careful not to add too much. And you might have to remove things, like I said, okay? Prioritize. There's expansion here with your business. Somebody sees a future here with you as well. They see happily ever after with you with the Ten of Cups. Who's this person? Who's this person moving towards the collective that I'm picking up on? The King of Wands. So they could be a king or queen of wands, male or female here. There's no gender in tarot. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. This person is confident. My heart's burning. They're in love with you. I feel like for most of you, you've already met this person. For a very small group of you, you're gonna meet this person after you try something new or launch a new project or join a new program or start a new hobby or something like this. But for most of you, you already know this person and their heart's on fire for you. They're in love with you. They want to commit to you. This person is a leader and they are like your rock. They're going to be your rock, your ride or die, someone who is so trustworthy and loyal. They're looking for commitment. They love family, okay? They want a family. It's their dream. It's their goal to have a beautiful, peaceful, stable family life. And they think you are extremely attractive. You're a go-getter. And you might end up working with this person, okay? You might end up uniting with them, going into business with them. Yeah, I just flipped the deck on the Ace of Cups, but then I closed it. Tell me more about this person, please. The Nine of Wands. This person could be a little bit scared to come forward. They are the wounded warrior, which means that they've been through a lot, okay? A lot. but they're a fighter. They're a fighter. They don't give up easily. They're like you. They're like you in that aspect. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. They got a big old cup of love for you. Oh man, they are in love with you. They want to romance you. They want to date you. They want to get to know you, is what I just heard. So you don't know this person very well, at least not on a deep level. That's what they want. They want to really get to know you. This person is very determined and they have a huge heart and they're very motivated to get things done. It's a beautiful combination. This person might be very steamy and intense and they might have a lot of energy because water and fire, steam, baby. Okay. I think this person is just very magnetic, attractive, confident, but then they have like a soft, squishy inside and they're really deeply connected with their emotions as well, which is nice. Okay. Sirens. They're on fire for you. Whoop. The Seven of Cups. This person has been fantasizing about what it would be like to be with you. They think about you all the time, you guys. They want to know more about you. There's a lot of question marks around you, okay? Like, I wonder if she's single. I wonder if collective is this, that, or the other. I wonder what collective likes. I wonder what collective is into. I wonder what collective eats. I wonder what type of music collective listens to. I wonder what collective does when they're by themselves. I wonder what collective does when they're home alone. I'm telling you, this person, they think about you a lot and they're like, I wonder, right? They have a lot of questions. They want to get to know you. Nine of Cups. They really, really like you. They admire you. You make their heart feel warm and fuzzy. Whew. Yeah, there's a lot of energy in my heart chakra. They see you as wish fulfillment. They kind of can't believe they're lucky stars here. It's like that. It's like there's a little bit of, is collective too good to be true? Collective seems like perfect. What's the catch? What's the catch? Yeah, Seven of Swords is on the bottom. This is what I mean. This person, there's a side to them that's wary, that's nervous, that doesn't really trust you yet because they've been through it with shady karmic people, and so have you. So you're gonna understand this. This person is worried that you're too good to be true. You're too perfect. And they're like, oh, there has to be something wrong with collective. Like, what is it? What is it? Okay. They must have some sort of weird fetish, or they're probably really messy. They're probably, or maybe they're OCD. I don't know. It's like this person is wondering, like, do you even have a flaw? Because up to this point, you're like beyond perfect. And it's kind of like, well, collective's too good to be true. Like, they're perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. What's the catch? When is the other shoe gonna drop? You know, but it's not. You are perfect. You're not perfect, but you're perfect for them. You know what I mean? You're perfect for them and they're perfect for you, but they're gonna have to get past their fear of you being too good to be true. Okay, that's just what I'm getting. More sirens. The Knight of Swords. So this person's coming in to speak their truth, and now I have a blocked throat chakra. I have to clear my throat. It's closing up on me a little bit. They're coming in with clear, direct, fast communication. The Knight of Swords, it's fast. It's almost impulsive, and it's going under the Knight of Cups. So it's giving me this vibe of, you know, screw it, I'm going in. I don't care, let the lightning strike me down. You know, love, it's worth it. I'm gonna go for it. You know, what do I have to lose? So this person's just gonna pull up their big boy pants and get to work. They're just gonna contact you, okay? They're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, is what I just heard. The benefit of the doubt. And my heart is feeling very full. And that's a lot. A lot of energy there. So anything else about your career, your business, your work that Spirit wants you to know? Keep going. Don't overthink things, and balance out your like work and play. Make sure you're not working too hard and not making time for play or rest or fun, okay? Spirit's saying for some of you, and only accept this if it makes sense to you and you've already been thinking this, okay? Don't force anything to fit if it doesn't fit. For some of you, you've taken on too much. You've taken on too much than you can handle, and there's a need to cut back, okay? There's a need to cut back on something. So that you can focus more of your energies onto one thing and then actually see progress on that one thing. But if your energies are scattered and you're tending to 5 projects at once, or 5 side hustles at once, you know, you've got this going, you've got that going, you've got this going, you've got that going, then you might feel like you're all over the place and you're not really growing or expanding in one area. And it's just kind of like you're running around from here to there feeling really exhausted. Okay, so there might be a need to just cut back and focus on like 1 or 2 things at a time. The 9 of Swords is coming out for your business, your career. So didn't I say don't overthink things? I don't know. Didn't I just say that? Don't overthink things, okay? With the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is about anxiety, fear, sleepless nights, up in your head, overthinking, overanalyzing, overplanning even. Spirit is encouraging you to get out of your head into your heart, move into that flow energy. Don't worry, you guys. You can really trust in what you know, trust in your talents, your gifts to see you through. If your job is unstable right now, let's say some of you are working at a job and your boss is like, oh, we might shut down, you know, everyone might be out of a job, or oh, we're gonna do cutbacks, people are gonna lose their job, we just don't know how many. It might be 20%, it might be 50%, it might be 75 people who are losing their jobs from this company, and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? Spirit's saying, spend some time alone, go within, do some soul searching, ask your soul, you know, get to know your soul, your gifts, explore, follow your passions. It might require you to try something new, to branch off. And Spirit's saying that, you know, if your current job is threatened and you work for someone else, then now might be the right time to rely on you, to rely on your skills, your gifts to see you through. Maybe it's time for you to launch your own business if you haven't already done that, right? And that's the truth. Okay. Anything else about the business and the fear? The 7 of Pentacles. Your hard work is definitely going to pay off, you guys. Like if you're doing something that you love, if you're currently in a job that you love and you've been working hard towards expanding it and building upon it, Spirit's saying, yes, your work is paying off, keep going. But if you're currently in a job that you hate, that is soul sucking, and you're not seeing the benefits from being there, you're putting in all this effort and you're not getting anything in return, then Spirit wants you to look at that, okay? Because your intuition will be guiding you to make changes, to go in a different direction, to choose a different path. And I feel that path is more aligned with your skills and your gifts and who you are at a soul level. And that's why it's important to go into that Hermit energy and figure out who you are at a soul level and what you came to earth with and what you can do, right? Like, what are your gifts? What are your powers? What are your abilities? What are your passions? Usually, if you don't know what your gifts are, the next best logical step is to follow your passions. What do you like? What are you into? What excites you? What lights your soul on fire? What makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning and go and do? Focus on that. If you can make that your career, then you're winning. You know, there's always a way. There's always a way. Get creative. Okay, so this is it. This was the message. Spirit's showing me a cheese string, okay? They're showing me a cheese string, just like my son, how he interrupted me earlier about the cheese string thing. And somebody is peeling the cheese string. I don't know if you guys know what cheese strings are, but it's like a modification of cheese. So I think it's kind of processed, to be quite honest. And it's just like cheese that you can peel, okay? And you can peel it like a banana, and you can make these little designs. You can tear a strip off it and eat it. It's not like regular cheese where you cut a slice off and eat it and it kind of crumbles. No, it's like stringy cheese that you can peel. So it's like a different form of cheese, a different type of cheese. It's a modification of cheese, but it's not real cheese. So this is applying to your career, okay? Spirit's saying that you might be able to modify what you're currently doing to suit your needs, or you might be able to play with it or modify it or change it. It's like you're taking something like hard cheese and churning it into bendy cheese string. I don't know, you guys, it's just coming through. It's like you're gonna be changing the form of something, or like, for example, let's say you work in a bike shop or something, and I don't know, you decide to branch off onto your own business and you start building your own bikes or something like that, like a different type of bike with different features, different colors, I don't know, and you just become more creative, right? And then maybe you start filming videos about bikes, you guys, or something like that. And then it catches on and people learn about your bikes, and I don't know, and it just kind of goes from there. But it's not your typical run-of-the-mill bike. It's like a different bike that you've designed, okay? But it's like a knockoff of the typical bike. That's just an example. It's just what Spirit's showing me to try to help me convey what Spirit's trying to say. I don't even know. I hope I'm getting this right. It's kind of like play around with it, play around with the design. Be flexible, be flexible. Cheese strings are bendy. They're not rigid, like a block of cheese, which is rigid and hard. You know, think out of the box, be flexible, be bendable, be moldable, be shapeable, and allow your creations to be flexible, moldable, shapeable, bendable. Don't be rigid when it comes to things that you're making, creating, or working on, or trying to produce. I hope that's helpful, you guys. It could even be something like, you know, the tarot. There's like the original tarot deck, right? Everybody knows the Rider-Waite original tarot, the very first and the original deck ever made. And then do you know how many people have made decks that piggyback off of that original deck that was created, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago? So many. So I have so many tarot decks that are a twist on the original tarot. They piggyback off of that idea, right? Like this one is all about tarot using like myths and stories and fairy tales, right? Like this is like Hansel and Gretel, and this is the little matchstick girl. Don't know who that is. You know, this is Mulan. Don't know who that is. You know, like there's just, yeah, is it John Henry? John Henry, and he's pounding the stakes into the train track. And he was like, no, we don't want an automatic train machine, you know, like manpower can get it done. You're not going to take our job. And he just like, work. I think it's John Henry. Yeah, so it's like that. It's like that. It's like you might take something from its original form, and then you might play off of that. You might create something with a twist, okay? Right? And like this tarot deck here, it's like, I think it's the Modern Witch Tarot, and it's kind of like comic book art or something like that. Totally different style. Like I said, there's just so many different tarot decks out there with different artwork, different styles, different takes on it, different messages that you can take away from it, different graphics, different pictures, visualizations, color palettes. Like, the sky's the limit. And I think that's the main message here, is just like, you know, have fun with it. You might be making something yours, like putting your spin on it, putting your flavor on it, putting your sound on it, putting your style onto something here and making it your own. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, you guys. That took a long time to explain, but I hope that was helpful. All right, so prepare for rapid growth, you guys, and somebody really special coming in here. You might have to drop your shields though. Is what Spirit just said. Okay, drop your shields. You might have to allow this person in. You might have to allow them, give them permission to get to know you. All right. Spirit wants you to know that you're very psychic, you're very tuned in. So no one's going to be able to lie to you or deceive you or pull the wool over your eyes, because you're just too discerning now. Okay, so you can trust yourself and you can trust your intuition. And if you get a good feeling about this person, then you can lower your walls if you have any. All right, so this is where I'll sign off. Thank you so much for being here. I do hope you found this helpful in some way, and I look forward to reconnecting with you guys in the next video. Bye.